The subject or topic of the Herbs on Common Ground, or Spirit of the Herbs for the autumn season, is going to be release exterior. Release exterior is a category of herbs that works with the mediation of the edge between self and that which we call not self. It's a fascinating place on a purely physical level. We have all kinds of things like skin issues or allergies, and all of the issues around how do I deal with what's out there that is reaching me at the surface. The respiratory surface being the place of exchange between not me out there coming into me in here, and the skin, which also is an area of like, this is me. So the question of how our boundary interacts with everything else is fascinating, both physically and non-physically. Physically, the same pollen is in the air. We're all breathing it. Some people get very excited about it. Achoo, achoo! And they get red and irritable. Some people get kind of Eeyore in it. Like they just get kind of wet and puffy and bogged down. Oh, well, I guess there's pollen. And some people basically blow through it. They just inhale it, exhale it, and they're not reacting to it. They're like, I'm living my life. There happens to be some pollen. This gets even more intense when we're working with things that are normally considered to be actual active pathogens, viruses, for instance, that are in the air. And there is a very important set of decisions made as far as how do I deal with them and it that's around me that might or might not be the enemy. So it might be viruses, it might be pollen. Is it or isn't it the enemy? Is a very important question. And that sense of whether it is or isn't the enemy is the first question. But it's hinged on the second question is, am I winning or are they winning? And sometimes if I feel like I'm winning, I can be like, you're not even an enemy. But if I'm not winning, or I feel like I'm not gonna be winning, then I put my little dukes up, you know? And there's the, excuse me. And I need to get defensive and possibly a little prickly, and quite a number of different things happen from there that happen when we catch a cold or have allergies. They're very similar in a lot of ways. They are the body's attempt to defend itself against something that may or may not actually be an enemy. And this is what the release exterior world is all about, is exactly that borderline that tightens, hardens, and begins to defend, well or ill. So we'll be looking at formulas and strategies to work with respiratory conditions, seasonal allergy conditions, and the underlying existential issues that are part of the whole question of where is my edge? How do I hold my identity in the world surrounded by what may or may not be an enemy and may or may not be winning.